Hey guys, Ed from the Edamus here. How's everybody doing today? I just finished watching one of Give Me a Flake Man's videos on, Bobby Judo's blues and Bobby Judah. It's funny how I'm one of the people that did receive the benefit of getting a lot of my current subscriber base from, Victor. And I'm extremely appreciative of it. But it's funny how he mentioned, introduce the people and they get the viewer base and things like that. So I just wanted to talk a little bit, about that. Obviously, from someone, I think I have 306 subscribers, which is freaking awesome considering how infrequently I've been updating recently. That being said, that's my new favorite saying, if you haven't noticed in the last English videos. That being said, blah, 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 blah. I don't really know where it came from, but, so yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and, talk about something, and I guess in my personal life, that kind of reflects the same type of thing. And basically, I had a friend who is going to go study, who's there in Japan now, who is studying abroad. And he, excellent Japanese student. And I'm sure, the couple things that I will say will bring things to light. And I'll probably receive flack from this from somebody, and a message from him, maybe. That being said, ooh, tickle in my throat. Guacamole, the bird, does not like when I drink for some reason, when she pays attention. I think she doesn't like the bottle. I don't really know. I'm not really used to having a bird. Other than when it poops on you. I'm not used to that either. Okay, anyway. So, I was friends with this guy. And I don't call him a friend anymore, which is rare for me. Because I consider almost everybody my friend until you do something that doesn't really warrant it anymore. And not saying like being a friend with me is like, oh, big deal or anything, or is like, but obviously you have to have respect. And I had respect for this individual because of, some of the things they had been through and conquered. And I had respect for him because of that. One of the things was that he just had a very strong-willed personality. He could tackle any adversary, and I'm sure me talking, having beef with him, if you want to call it that, because I don't talk to him, and I'm not going to mention who he is, so you just get to hear about this particular person. Anywho, so I'm sure he's not going to really care. Nothing's really bad going to reflect because of it, because he has a lot of talent in anything that he puts his mind to. It's how he puts his mind to it that I particularly have come to have issue with. So anyway, he is in Japan as of now, and he's what I thought was a really great guy, but he seems to take from if you're a friend with him, and doesn't really give anything in return. And I'm sure that's the case with a lot of people. I'm probably very guilty of that myself. However, it is how you do that. I loaned, I loaned him, some money to help him out in a time when he said he needed it, and I hope it, worked out. And he gave me the money back, so, no, I guess that sounds on. So, no beef there. And, yeah. And, he had a YouTube channel. He wanted me to promote it. And I was totally okay with doing that. But he hasn't made any video. He made one video, which I was in. And then, I was in that video. Sorry if I'm distracted. Which is fantastic. I'm glad that I need to turn that off. I'm just gonna keep talking. There we go. Alright, sorry. Okay, so, I was in his video, made it, and I did mention it, I believe. I'm probably going to be taking the reference down to that in the future. Maybe not, if you care to look for it. Anywho, and ultimately, he hasn't made any videos since. and he unfriended me on Facebook. And the reason was he had a falling out with another friend of mine, and that ultimately resulted in me looking at it differently because of things that transpired because of it. I went to everyone has different priorities. I think, this is kind of a rambling video, so you don't really need to watch it. Maybe like one of Victor's, laundry videos or cleaning like that. But, priorities are different for everybody. So, a lot of people, when they get a certain thing in their sights, they are focused to it. And that thing that I am talking about is women for men. When certain types of men get women in their sights, nothing else will get in their way, and they change. I'm guilty of it as myself, but as I've gotten older, I've tried to dissolve that type of behavior, and So when that thing happens, it's all well and good. There's like a unwritten bro code. Like, all right, well, he'll either be back, and whether you accept him back or not, that's up to you. I had my best friend in high school. Me and him had a bit of a temporary falling out over a girl I wasn't into. It wasn't like a competition. It wouldn't have been one anyway, because I was so fucking attractive with my 300-pound face. I wasn't 300 pounds. Anyway, doesn't matter. And I had moved away because my life had gone to hell where I was. Got fired from my job, worked at GameStop, got fired there, and then moved back to Charlotte. And, in doing that, I just basically said reboot on the life. I was stuck in retail anyway. I was like, all right, maybe I should just go to school, get some shit together, things like that. And that's what I did. Get a text from my good friend. He's a good friend now. He's back being one of my best friends. And, the way it happened was, whatever. We were both wrong, basically. I can be man enough to admit when I'm wrong about how I approach something, and whether or not he admitted it or not, I don't really care. Because I was the one to, be like, yeah, okay, come to Charlotte and we'll figure this shit out. We did, and we're bros now, and everything's hunky dory. Beyond that, so this particular person, in which I'm talking about, who I have beef with, I guess, we were having a going away party for this individual, and he decided he didn't need to show up or stay very long. I had to work that night. I was doing pizza delivery. I was working 2 jobs at that time and finishing school, and I think I had finished school though. I was done with school. It was June. I was done with school, and I only had the one job. So okay, I'm making it sound a lot more than it is. No, I only had the one job of pizza delivery, which, if you've never done it, it's actually a really fun job. Pay is fucking terrible. I mean, I was getting paid $4 something an hour on the road, 7 something in the shop, but that I wasn't in the most lucrative area. I was split 50-50 from people who didn't tip, and then people who tip fine, like average. And I was happy to get a couple bucks because I got $1. There's a delivery charge on all of them, and my particular company took $1 and gave it to me and kept the other $2 for paying Obama or something. I'm not paying Obamacare, or I don't, whatever. Anyway, that could be construed as ignorant, but I don't really care. Anywho, so yeah, so I got late to the party. And by the time I got there, he was already gone. He had went with a girl to go camping or something. I mean, you leave your own going away party before most of the guests get there. Luckily, that party had 2 functions. It wasn't just that, thankfully. So, when all that happened, I sent him a really lengthy message, like, because the guy who hosted it, he just left there kind of like the field of questions. Everyone was asking him, where's dude at? Where's guy at? And, my friend's like, well, guy ain't here. And they were like, all right, whatever. And then, you know, it was a great fucking party. Awesome party. You know, and ultimately, you know, I think that was a big eye-opener for a lot of people. Because it's like, you kind of just snubbed who is probably your best friend in front of everybody. And in a big way. Not even like a, you know, just kind of like dissing them really hard or anything. You basically just said, fuck you, and out you were gone. So, it's pretty interesting when you see something like that. So anywho, I sent him a long message. I don't even remember what I said, and I didn't get a reply. I think he acknowledged, you know how Facebook is, that new stalker thing where it's like, you have seen the message at such and such time. So he had indeed seen the message. But, you know, I don't think he responded. And so the dude, he responded a couple, maybe like a week or two later, asking me if I wanted some books. And he still does have a book of mine, Yotsubato Volume 1. You know how I am. I showed in my video that has the most dislikes, my Japanese book manga collection. He had my Yotsuba Volume 1, and I never got it back. I had to buy a new one, which I was fine doing because it's not expensive. I bought it while in Japan. It was like 11 US dollars. It was like sen. Because it's like, I don't remember the conversion because I haven't been there in a while, but it's like 900 yen, 900 yen. Anyway, I already bought it, so no harm, no foul there. Because whatever, when you lend something out, the intention is that you won't get it back. Speaking of which, I'm sure my friend will watch this. I have found your 2 DS games that I borrowed, and when I see you next, I got them. My bad. So that just makes my whole credulity go out the window. Anywho, yeah, like I said, you lend something out, you kind of know you might not get it back. And it was a book. It's not like, you know, it was like, you know, gold or anything. It wasn't worth a lot. And, you know, he offered me other books because he can't keep them here because he doesn't have, you know, a place to store them here in America. And in going to Japan, he didn't want to take them with him. So he offered them to me, and I was like, yeah, sure, okay, whatever it is. Yeah, I'll take him. And then I haven't heard from him since. And then he unfriended me because I was with his former best friend. We went to take the JLPT together. And, yeah. So that probably points out who it is to my circle of friends, which, you know, whatever. But I'm disappointed, mainly. You know, as Victor stated, it's like every time you bring up the guy, something bad happens. I don't have that per se with this individual. Just more or less just the causality, that word from the Matrix that I'm not sure is actually a word. The cause and effect of, you know, dealing with it. And obviously probably making a video with it and putting it on the internet will have adverse effects, but whatever. You know, when I posted the video about dating, I was recently out of my long distance, long-term relationship with my Japanese girlfriend, and I got shit for that. But I didn't. If you watch that video, I didn't say anything bad. No, but yeah, I got shit for that. So I might get shit for this, but whatever. You know, it's drama. People love drama. I guess maybe I should mention why I'm making the video. I guess I just felt I needed to make a video as maybe not a response to what Victor was talking about. I finally made it to one of the 2.5 Oyajis in the morning. I have my new job. I guess I could talk about that too. And my new job, you know, I have to be there at 8, and it starts 8 a.m. Eastern, and it starts. God, I don't know when it starts. I think it starts at 8 or 8:30. Maybe it's 9:30. Anywho, so I was able to actually catch it and listen to it, which was pretty good. I haven't done that in a long time. And not knowing about Victor's previous video, because I saw it was a laundry video, so I wanted to wait till I had laundry, which I do. And, you know, it's funny now, like, I'm thinking back on how it was interacted. I thought that, you know, they did extremely well. I didn't catch the beginning of it, so I'm going to go back and watch that just to see how it goes. It's interesting how this is one of my favorite parts of, you know, being alive is how humans interact with each other, and like how I react to certain things. So like, I have recently been watching Attack on Titan. I finished it in 3 days with my job, which is impressive. You know, basically I would get home, cook food, feed the zoo that I have, and is my girlfriend, my new girlfriend, is out on a vacation. She's coming back today, but out on vacation, and you know, I had the house to myself. So I was like, might as well knock out something that, you know, you know how when you're a couple and you're watching something, you can't not watch it without the other person. So we have our shows that we watch. Community we've started. I have not watched it, and that is hilarious. So I can't. I had the whole week here and I haven't watched a single episode. So go me. Anyway, so I decided to watch Attack on Titan. Shingeki no Kyojin, and holy shit, that was amazing. But I had always kind of put it off as just kind of this big thing that people like for no reason, kind of like Neo Genesis Evangelion. That was, to me, was just the biggest hype for nothing. Like, for basically someone who took an intro to psych class and was like, let's make a video that will blow people's minds, and it did, and people love that anime even today. And I think the music's great. I like the characters. I like the art. I like the kind of like psych thing that they do. But it's not what they say it is. It's like, I probably, you know, someone that has all this hype behind Princess Mononoke and, you know, would watch it and be like, I don't see what the big deal is. Maybe that's the thing, where it actually is something really good, but I just can't see past the hype. Anywho, so I thought Attack on Titan was this, because I could not, you know, I am an artist. I hate calling myself that. I am an artist, and looking at the art, I was like, man, this is really hard to get into, just to appreciate, because the way that the Titans were drawn were very realistic, in the sense that their faces were like characters, and their bodies, you know, were like, they're like nude giant bodies, but their proportions were really odd. The head was like, I don't know if you guys know anything about drawing, but normally when you draw an anime character, females have 5 heads of height. Males have 7, depending on what you're doing. And it looked like they had 3 heads of height. Their head was so big. It was like my head, and then the body, my arms were like T-Rex arms, more so than they already are. So it was just really hard to get into the art. And I put that aside, and I was like, you know what, whatever, I'll watch it. Watched the first episode, and I was like, this was really good. I put my prejudice aside, because I had bought the manga. I was like, the volume 1, not the whole thing. Bought the volume 1, I was like, I'm going to give this a try. And I read a little bit. I read the first volume. I was like, okay. Wow, that's the first volume, holy shit. So let me watch the show, because I don't have access to get more manga like that. So the show's there. I was like, yeah, let's do this. So I watched the show, I was like, oh my god, this is good. Obviously the anime is a little cleaner in the sense that the art's cleaner than the manga, but I still really like the way it's presented. So all that being said, favorite. You know, I really kind of lost where I was going with that. Wow. I guess that's the problem of making a 18-minute video, is that you kind of lose what you talk about. Anyway, so I've been watching that, and I guess it kind of, you know, all the hype behind it. I really lost my train of thought with it. Huh. I guess I can go back and watch it. Watch this video and remember what the hell I was talking about. One thing about this camera is it's a JVC GZE10, so it's like one of the HD of Aereo. Very, very low tech. You know, I bought it at Best Buy or something. Battery sucks. I made this 19, 20 minute video, and it's dropped from full bars to 1, and it's probably soon going to start blinking, so I guess I should wrap it up soon. Yeah, so beef with random person, random guy. Yeah. God, what the hell was I talking about? I don't know. Well, Guacamole seems to be pretty comfortable grooming herself, so I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this up. I was gonna try and make either a UFC video or a Billy's Setsume video this weekend, but unfortunately it just did not happen. The UFC was not very exciting. I mean, it was exciting, but it wasn't. I had trouble watching it. I was watching it on Fox Sports Go with my Uverse thing. God, the connection was terrible. Ugh. I could have done better on an illegal stream. Which I don't do. I'm just saying I could have. Because I did watch it on Fox Sports Go. But, yeah. Anywho, all that said. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a really long one. It probably won't get a lot of views. If you made it to the end, I like how Victor does this to prove who the true fans are. Which, you know, fuck all that. But, you know, if you watch anything, if it gets a view count, that's all. I'm like, yeah, I'm validated. If it gets to the end, mention your weather. How's the weather where you are? I imagine it's cold. I think right now, I went out to get food, because I'm out of it. I went to go get food, and it was quite chilly. Quite chilly. So, alright guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this really long video. Make sure I'm going to put it in the title like another laundry video, because nothing's happening but Guacamole grooming herself and me talking to you about ultimately beef that has no point. Oh, I think I kind of remember what I was talking about. Anyway, no, I guess I can go back to it real quick before. Jeez. Yeah, one thing I do like about being alive is the fact that you can watch people and how they, you know, deal with things. And I guess I was talking about hype in the sense that it's, you know, part of, you know, being alive is that you, like, get hype behind something. But I do like the way to see people interact. That, to me, is really interesting, because you look at how I respond to certain things. This is where I'm coming. There we go. How I respond to certain things and how I try to... That's it. Okay, Attack of the Titan. Back. We're back. I knew I could walk myself in the circle. So, I started walking Attack on Titan, and I put the preconceptions on, you know, it. Not that I didn't know, but everyone liked it, so I assumed everyone liked it for no reason. Kind of like Neo Genesis Evangelion. And ultimately... it was actually really good. And I was telling that to my friends, and like, well, if you don't base everything off of your, you know, preconceived notions, and that's not what I did. I just said, wow, why wasn't this good? Because no one had really told me it was as good. I just knew that there was a lot of hype behind it, and none of my friends ever really talked about watching it. And, but I got really angry. I was like, put ... take that ellipses, take it. And, you know, and then I realized, like, wow, I'm really stupid. I'm getting really, I was really not legitimately angry. I was just, like, peeved. And I was like, what the fuck you for saying? But, yeah, so it's really interesting to me to be able to watch people interact, and even how I interact with other people, and kind of go from there. But yeah, well, hope you guys enjoyed this 25-minute video where ultimately it's just about beef and how people interact. So I think that's why people find drama interesting, because they can relate it to their own life, and people are indeed human. But yeah. Alright guys, well, hope all is well. Again, mention the weather. Party on.